So, have you ever noticed how the weather reflects our state of consciousness? So it's weird. I never really talk about this much, but it's something I've noticed like a lot all the time. Like, I don't know if it's because I've worked as a gardener for for so many years, and somehow I'm connected to the earth and the elements. But like the weather just seems to change as soon as my mood changes. Like if I suddenly start getting in a bad mood, all of a sudden I see like the clouds rolling in, and like sometimes within like instantly, and I noticed it this morning because like I just noticed how it reflects this. Like if you get up at like 5 a.m., like normally it's a clear sky at that time of day, but as people start to wake up, it starts to get cloudy, and you can notice the energy changing. Like the energy between like 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. at weekends, 8:30 a.m. at weekends, or Sundays when people don't have to get up. That before people get up, like the consciousness is much higher, and when like people get up, like consciousness goes down because people are higher frequency when they're asleep. So yes, so it's getting to like 9 a.m. now, and I notice like there's a lot of joggers around because I like to get up early and like get out before everyone's about. So it's like 9 a.m. now, and like I notice all the joggers are around, and like I notice how the energy's dropping a bit, because they're not as high frequency as me. No judgment to them, but so yeah, and at that point, like you see, when like people start waking up, you can see like the weather and the energy of the world start changing, especially if you've like been up like really early smoking marijuana. So you can really stand back and like observe the consciousness changing, and like the cloud formations changing as a reflection of our reality. And so yeah, we might ride it out today because it's a Sunday, and so I see like the cloud cover pretty much directly as like a reflection of my state of consciousness and the collective state of consciousness, because the weather is a direct reflection of us. It's like generally when consciousness is high and everyone's happy, which is ultimately is a reflection of me because everyone is me. So when I'm happy, it's the weather's like this. Like, I mean, it's getting a bit cloudy now because like I've been bumping into people, they've lowered my frequency a bit, I spoke to them, and but this is our job on earth. Like, we're not supposed to just like retreat into like the wilderness like 24 hours a day. We're supposed to go into the wilderness and get this high frequency but bring it out to humanity. So this is our job, and ultimately this is what lights us up, because it's being that service that connects us to the source frequency, like the motherboard of creation, the source of creation, and we're like naturally feeding on the source frequency of creation, but it's not feeding in a negative way because we're feeding on it to let it flow through us to serve another entity, and the point is that we're getting out of the way completely. And so this is what I'm starting to see, like it's not all about just coming out into nature and meditating and being on your own, because that's like, it's like I was listening to this Anurag Gupta, I believe he's called, that did some work with Bentinho, and he talks about how we're either consuming or we're creating, and we've got to get in the creating all the time, because that's this natural flow I'm talking about. We could call it the flow of the goddess energy, the divine love of creation wanting to manifest in our physical reality. And so if you've just been out in nature all the time, see we have these huge realizations often in nature, and like and then we just want to keep going out in nature, and I'm like, yeah, when I'm out in nature I'm in bliss, I'm in unity, I'm in free, and then we keep trying to go back to nature and it's not there, we start to lose it, and then we're like, what am I doing wrong, I'm not enlightened anymore. But that's because we've gone into a space of, I'm not saying this to everyone, because some people do have this inward path when they're just supposed to meditate in nature all the time, but it's pretty rare, and if you're watching this video it's probably not for you. So the idea is that, and I don't really understand that side of things, but for most people, I'm sure everyone watching this path, especially if you're not the kind of guy that like meditates in a cave all their life, which I'm assuming you're probably not because you're watching YouTube. So the point is that you've got to get in this natural flow of service. And service sounds bad, but the thing is, like, service is what makes us feel absolutely amazing, because we're free of ourselves and like the natural infinite flow of creation, and we like our life turns into like a matrix style reality where we can affect our reality, and like we're just pure, but that doesn't even matter because we're pure conscious, because we are the entire reality. So what could be more epic than being our entire reality in unity consciousness and getting into the flow state and beginning to create? And I don't know where this came from, but somehow I've gotten to this topic, the idea of but being out in not being out in nature all the time. If you're out in nature all the time just meditating, it could, and you're not like getting into this spiritual state, it's not working. It could be because you're in like a selfish state, you're being selfish, you're just like saying I'm take from nature, take from the trees, take from nature, and you're not giving anything. So perhaps try, like, instead of doing that, getting a group of 8 people together and taking them out in nature and showing them what it's like to be meditating in nature in oneness or whatever your thing is, and then take yourself out of the equation and just do it for them, just for that one time, and see how it makes you feel. Paradoxically, it makes you feel a lot better, a lot more amazing when you take your selfishness out of it. So I think that's about it for whatever I was talking about. Have a good day, guys. Bye.